In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I do my hairstyle, which is a classic men's hairstyle that recently made a comeback with the old money trend. This hairstyle is actually very easy to do and it requires few products, but I'm going to show you the exact things and the exact method that I use. Right now my hair is styled, but every single morning I give it a shampoo, so I'm going to take you back in time to when I just got out of the shower and show you exactly how I did it this morning. Now I have naturally slightly wavy hair that's also pretty thick. If you have very straight or fine hair, you can still do this hairstyle, but it might end up looking a bit different. This style does require a certain length and a certain type of cut to achieve, but stay around for the end of the video because I'll be telling you exactly what you need to show and tell your barber to get the right look. There are going to be 4 tools that you'll need to achieve this look. Okay, the first one is going to be a hairdryer. Now you could do this without a hairdryer, but it's going to take a lot longer to dry and it's going to dry a lot flatter. The hairdryer and the heat helps create the volume, which in my opinion is a really important part of this look. Any hairdryer will do as long as it's a decent size and it has decent power. If you have one of those little hotel hairdryers, this is going to take a long time. Next, you need a brush. I would go for some kind of brush with bristles rather than a flat old-fashioned comb because we're going to be using it to create the volume, and I'll show you the technique that I do a bit later on. For the products, there are just 2 products. So firstly, you need a sea salt spray. There are tons of sea salt sprays out there on the market. From what I can tell, they're all pretty similar, which is why I go for this one by the brand Not Your Mother's. I think this is actually marketed at women, but it's just salt and water, so it doesn't really make a difference. And this is a big bottle. It's only about $5. It lasts me a really long time. And the spray, it's pretty handy. You know, I never really found perfect hair products yet, and I've tried so many different products. So who knows, maybe one day I would love to start my own collection, but for now I just use the best of what's available. So the sea salt spray is helpful for creating a bit more volume and texture in the hair, but the most important product is the styling cream, which is really going to hold everything in place. So let's see, the sunlight's blocking this, but so this is the American Crew Forming Cream. It has a medium hold and a light shine. What I like about this one is that it's kind of similar to an old-fashioned pomade in terms of the results, but it doesn't have that greasiness that stays in your hair and is really hard to wash out. This one washes out every single time. So it doesn't really have much of a fragrance to it, which I like because then I can just apply my cologne and that's my fragrance. And I use a really small amount of this. So far it's been the perfect level of hold for me. It's not too wet look. Sometimes when I get a wet look product, as you'll see, when my hair is wet out the shower, it looks just completely brunette, but I prefer to have something that can maintain some natural highlights in my hair. So I've been experimenting with a ton of products lately. This is one that I'm enjoying, but it's not perfect. I would recommend going with any styling cream from the brand that you enjoy. So let me take you back in time to this morning when I just got out of the shower with some freshly shampooed hair. Normally, once I get out of the shower, I'll do some things to save some time while my hair starts to dry, like brush my teeth, do my skincare, etc. But it's been just out of the shower for about 5 minutes now. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take my brush and just comb through it to make sure there's no knots in there, as you normally would. Sorry that the sunrise is just poking through these blinds here, but it should be gone in a second. And then what you need to do is find a parting. So you can do this style with a middle parting. That works for some people, that works for some people's faces. What I prefer is a slight side parting, so around here about. And then you just want to separate and create that parting with your brush or your comb. And I don't worry about taking the parting all the way to the back. This can be more just brushed back, but I want to have a few inches of the parting quite clearly defined here. This is the first time I've ever done my hair in a phone camera. Okay, so we have the parting now. And I want to take my sea salt spray and just give it a few sprays all over the hair. Okay, I'm going to brush that through. Now it's time to take my hairdryer and I'm just going to put it on the max setting, max heat, max speed. So once I've taken the surface level water off and my hair is no longer wringing wet, then I grab the comb, and this is where we're going to create some volume. So the main technique here is I just grab a portion of hair and roll the comb back and dry it like that. I'm going to carry on with this, doing the same on this side. It's going to be a little bit trickier because it's the other hand for me. It's my left hand, but we basically do the same thing. And on the sides and the back, I'm not trying to create too much volume with the brush. I'm just smoothing it out and getting it to lay flat. And I even use just the back of my hand to do this. The hairdryer can end up getting quite hot, and so can you, so sometimes I'll just go and do another task for a couple of minutes and then carry on with it. As you can see, the back of the head does take the longest time to dry, even though I guess it's not the most important part, but you don't want to go out with wet hair. Okay, and we're pretty much done here. So what I'm gonna do now is grab our finishing product. That is the American Crew Forming Cream. And I'm gonna grab really a small amount here. About that much. And I'm gonna mix this around in my hands. And then start just with my fingertips, really. Pulling it through the hair. And here I wanna make sure that this part here doesn't fall off to the side too much. I want to use my natural wave and just bring it around like that. Smooth the sides down and create some volume. There we go, and we're pretty much done. So what I'm gonna do is go and get changed, and then I'll come back and I will tell you about what you need to tell your barber to get this kind of hairstyle. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a bit more about what kind of instructions you should give your barber if you're after this kind of haircut. So I'll tell you what I tell him. I'm coming from a hairstyle that was previously shorter, so I don't ask him to take anything off the length. I don't really ask him to do much at all to the top actually, but on the sides, I ask him to thin it out a lot. I have really thick hair naturally, and if it doesn't get thinned, then the sides would be just as tall as the back, and that's obviously not the look you want. With some haircuts, you're creating a silhouette by having different lengths on the top and the sides. Here, you want a different fineness, and you want to be able to brush the sides back. At the back of your hair is going to give you two options. You can either get a taper or just get it straight in a more traditional look. Personally, I kind of change my mind on these, depends what kind of mood I'm in, but at the moment I'm going for a taper, and I'll turn around in a minute and show you what that looks like at the back. I think the type of barber that you go to can be really important when you're getting a new hairstyle. I would look at their Instagram and see what kind of cuts they're doing. If everything they do is crazy fades and lines in the back of people's heads, then that's probably not the kind of place that's going to do this kind of style very well. The barber that I've been using personally, he's pretty versatile and he can do a bit of everything, so sometimes you have to experiment. But whatever you do when you go there, don't get them to use clippers on the sides or the top. It needs to be a scissor cut only. And don't worry if when you're in the chair and he's done, it doesn't look like this, because a lot of that is styling. You saw from the start of this video, when I get out the shower, my hair looks nothing like this. It's the styling and your own skills and technique that can make it look really good. If you are after a really clear style, the most useful thing you can do is just show your barber a few photos, an example of what you're after. So I hope this video has been useful for you. Now you've got the old money hairstyle down, it's time to get the clothes down. So I think you'll really enjoy this video I made about the 5 essential items that every old money guy needs, including one that's free. And as some of my subscribers rightly pointed out, the one that's free is actually the most important. So I hope you enjoy that video. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this one and if you would like to see more hair content in the future. And as always, thank you for watching.